Here's my low-cost repurposing of an old computer workstation. So you can see I've covered the surfaces of the workstation with a white contact paper. Now the interesting thing about this contact paper is it's actually dry erase. So you can sit there with a dry erase marker, write your equations, whatever you need to do, and then you can just wipe them off. And so it's actually very handy if you don't have a piece of paper. Now up top in some of the storage that it had, I put a low dollar Chinese rework station. I think I paid $35 for the soldering rework station, and a similar amount for this power supply. Is it a good power supply? Well, probably not, but it does the job. Now for the backing, I screwed on this piece of pegboard that I had lying around in the garage. And as you can see, it actually is quite handy at keeping things off of this very small surface. I still had to put more tools up and put more pegs up. And as you can see, there is my IKEA Clocus. It's 75 degrees in here. The other thing, IKEA Synersta, once again, this tray and this rail. They actually are very handy for holding things like my corporate screwdriver and my very high dollar free Harbor Freight multimeter device. And over here in the mess, you can see what Americans, let's face it, we're going to call the Razcog. And it's another IKEA item. All metal tray with some nice caster wheels on it. And it costs $29 at IKEA. And IKEA lack, because I lacked a space to put it. So I just stuck it in the corner and used it as two storage things. And then stuck my collection of vintage civil defense gear on top of it. And yes, my shop is a bit of a mess, but I'm working on it. Now, the other thing I did is I put my power strip against the wall. That keeps it off the surface, gives me more room to work with, and then drilled holes through the back of the pegboard, as well as the backs of both of the shelves to run the cords through. This way, I could run everything through here, and it wouldn't have a mess of cords everywhere in my workspace. And then on the bottom, a 1950s sewing machine, because it was 20 bucks at the thrift store and in really good shape, and occasionally I might need to use it for something. I kind of like to have the tools to make anything I need, so there it is. And then back in the corner, see more economizing. We've got the free Harbor Freight screwdriver. There's a lot of Harbor Freight in here. And up here we've got this small socket set from Cobalt. Unfortunately, will no longer be made, but they were like $10. A very useful little socket set. A shame to see that Cobalt Tools is not going to be anymore because Lowe's has gone to Craftsman, which was bought out by Stanley Black & Decker, and so they're no longer going to make their own tools. And then another little thing of Harbor Freight goodness, this little bit driver set. But one of the better things I have is more useful even than that is this right here. It's a cell phone screwdriver, and it comes with pentalobe bits. It's I think $1.58 with shipping from China. And then the one thing you're going to need for a modern Apple phone is this tri-wing driver, and this is again about $1.50, but well worth having in case you ever have to work on an Apple device. I don't personally like Apple devices, but I keep the tools to work on it. And of course you have helping hands, some tape, some pliers, some flush cut snips, and the tripod I use for my cell phone when I'm filming in here. But at any rate, just figured I'd show that off. Oh, and it comes with additional workspace because you can use the old keyboard tray. Again, I'm not somebody who games, so for me having a computer workstation is a bit silly. And this just dates back to about 2003 when I bought it, when I got my first actual desktop PC. Anyways, for those of you who are curious about some ways to reuse an old computer workstation, this is just one of them. And until next time, have a good day.